Hey everyone, it's Laura from ourearlyhouse.com, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make your own produce wash using your essential oils. Washing your produce is important even if you buy organic, because if you think about it, the many hands that touch your produce in the grocery store, whenever you're picking out avocados or when you're trying to decide what apples you want to make sure they're not squishy, so you're kind of looking around for the perfect fruit. So a lot of random people are touching your produce, and if you are buying things that are not organic, it is really important to scrub them well to get those different pesticides and chemicals off of your produce before eating them. Whenever I'm washing my produce, I really stick to the things that I know we're gonna be eating the peel of. So things like these oranges and also my butternut squash. I don't worry as much about washing these because I don't even eat these peels anyway, and I'm not going to scrub the fruit itself. So these ones I don't really do much with. That thicker peel on here protects that butternut squash pretty well. But whenever you are doing potatoes or carrots or anything like that, I like to clean them. Now, if my produce is coming straight from my garden, I don't worry about it near as much because I know exactly who's touching it and what it is grown in. But any produce from the store, it is a good idea to wash it whether it is organic or not. So for this spray, it is super simple. You're just gonna be using water, vinegar, and I'm gonna add in some lemon essential oil. Now you want to be sure whenever you're making this spray that you are using water that is filtered. So I have a Veggie water filter, and I know here where I live that chlorine is very high in our water, and I don't want to be cleaning my fruit and vegetables with chlorine. So I'm going to be using my filtered water when I'm making this. Now the ratio is about 3 parts of vinegar to 1 part water. So depending on what you're making it in is going to depend on how much water that you're going to be using. Now this does not have to be 100% exact, so I don't even measure it. I can see on here, you know, kind of my sections here on the bottle. So I'm gonna fill this up about 3/4 of the way with vinegar, and then I'm gonna top it off with some water. Before I add in my water, I'm gonna add in my lemon essential oil. Now I am going to do about 15 drops in this 16-ounce spray bottle, depending on what size spray bottle you're using, or if you're gonna be doing it in a bowl, which I'm gonna show you here in a second, will depend on how much lemon you want to add in. So after I get my lemon in, I'm gonna top it off with my water, and I'm gonna use a funnel because I have mine just in this measuring cup, and it's gonna be too hard without spilling. Now, a lot of people wash their fruit with just water, and unfortunately, that's not gonna get everything off and all the bacteria off. You're much better off by adding in some vinegar and some lemon. This can get way more of the pesticides and bacteria off of your vegetables. So with the spray, just spray your produce down that you are using. I do a generous amount. And then you can either let this soak, you can kind of scrub it here like with your hands before rinsing it off, or you can even use a scrub brush to scrub it, but I always just kind of spray it down and then rinse it in some of my water, which I have in this bowl here. So I just do that, rinse it, and that's it. It's really important to get your produce dry if you're gonna be doing this ahead of time, which I don't really suggest. I suggest doing this just whenever you're getting ready to cook. So if I'm gonna be making some baked potatoes and sweet potatoes tonight, I will just wash these quick and then get them tossed right into the oven. But if you do this before, you're gonna wanna make sure that they dry before you go to store these. And so for that, I just lay out a towel on my countertop, and then you can just put your wet fruit on there, line it up on there, and then just let it completely dry before you put it back in the refrigerator or pantry or wherever it is that you're storing your fruit. So That's one really simple way if you want to make it into the spray. You can also make this same kind of recipe and just put it in a bowl and soak your vegetables or fruits in the bowl rather than going through each one individually. So depending on how much you're making, you can do it either way. So again, 3 parts vinegar, 1 part water, and then adding in a bowl this size, if I'm gonna fill this up, I'll probably do 20 drops of lemon in here. So I will add in some lemon, my distilled water, and my vinegar, and just stir it up a bit, and then I will just toss my fruit and vegetables right inside of the bowl and let them soak a little bit in here. Again, I can use my hands to kind of help get some of these off. This vinegar is really good at getting that wax off that comes on a lot of your produce and just getting down and getting the produce clean. I love making my own produce spray because when I was searching for a spray that was already in the stores, like a conventional produce spray, I found some ingredients in there that I really didn't like. One of those being chlorine, which is something that I mentioned before I want to stay away from, and just some other things in there that I wasn't too sure about. And not to mention, this is super cheap to make your own. Hope you guys find this video helpful, and if you guys like this type of content, please give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time by my channel, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. I get out new videos every single week on essential oil education, healthy recipes, and natural remedies. If you guys are looking for a free ebook all about buying organic foods for a better price, I have that listed down in the description below. I also have an ebook with a few of my favorite recipes using essential oils. Be sure to check those out if you guys want some more natural living tips. Thank you so much for stopping by our oily house.